So like, there's this Buddyfight deck. It's Duel Seeger. It's pretty terrible, but yeah, Duel Seeger. Duel Seeger's Duel Seeger's an entertaining deck. So I'm good at this game, right? So I'm gonna tell you how to play Duel Seeger. So if you want a really quick guide, you get your life counter, right? You get your life counter, and you just that's what you gotta do. This is how you play Duel Seeker. But if you want an actually in-depth guide, here we go. So like there's this guy. He's Genmo Todoroki. He's got like a cool hat with like a bit taken out. Looks like that. I'm pretty sure it's an item, maybe. But he's got really spiky hair, and he yells a lot. He's got a lot of muscles. He's like a middle schooler, but he's like ripped. He's got like an arm band. He yells a lot, and this is the guy that you want to be when you're playing Duel Seeger, because you're obviously not going to be winning any games. So just try to be Todoroki, like, all the time, and you might win like one game at your locals, and it's gonna be you're gonna lose all your games, but you're especially gonna lose to Duel Jaeger. Duel Jaeger is your worst matchup because it's a better version of what you play. So like for the actual deck though, you got some basic stuff. So first off, you got your boy Duel Seeger. He's pretty angry, as you can see. He's got pretty cool hair though, but he's 3 gauge and up to 2 from hand. He's got Soul Guard. He's like with the 2 cards that you put into his soul, and then he's got double attack, and he has lifelink 5. That's one thing that you'll notice with every single Seeger. All of them have lifelink, and that's fantastic, because it means that if you lose the Seeger, you lose the duel. And as we all know, if you lose the buddy fight, if you die in the buddy fight, you die in real life. So that he's not that great. But if he dies, he can pay 3 gauge and null his lifelink. That's an N. Null his lifelink to get out the boy Duel Seeger Spartan. He's got like a nose now. He's still got pretty cool hair. So this is an 838. Size 8, or just size 8, size 3, and he's got the same double attack. He's got Soul Guard as well, and he also has lifelink 5. So he's totally rad. Also the last one, fun fact, the last Duel Seeger was named Martial Arts Dragon, so he's Mad Duel Seeger. This one's just Duel Seeger. This one's just Duel Seeger Spartan. He's pretty bad as well. If you want to get him out with using the original Duel Seeger, you're going to be paying 6 gauge, which is totally manageable. If you basically you always draw into the right stuff to do that. And he comes out only when your past Duel Seeger dies. So not only do you need to open correctly, you also need to have your guy die in order to use this guy. Now, it's a good thing you nullify the lifelink, because otherwise you would be losing half the game. But yeah, so if Spartan dies, you can pay 3 gauge and nullify his lifelink to get out pretty big man. Pretty big man. Duel Seeger. Tempest Enforcer. He does some nice temp work. He's pretty good in the office. So this guy has no soul. So he's no soul. He's got lifelink lose. or is it Life and Gloss? Life and Gloss, and then he's got Penetrate and Quadruple Attack. No, Triple Attack. Sorry, Triple Attack. So basically, if you call this guy, you have 0 soul. You have no wait, sorry. Yeah, you have 0 soul and 0 friends. That's an F. So you have 0 soul and 0 friends. But he is really big. He's like he's a 12-3-12, which is ridiculous. Like very very big. He also has pupils in his eyes. Like unlike every single other dual seeker. He doesn't have a nose though. So you know, he's also on his hind legs instead of just being like a six-legged dragon man. Like all the other 2 seekers look kind of like, you know, the head and then the body and six legs and then the tail and also wings, I think. Or no, it's like a little rune on the back. Like I don't even know how seeker works, you know? So like this guy, he dies to death damage. And you die to death damage, therefore. So what happens if this guy dies? Well, you can pay 2 gauge, or sorry, 3 gauge. No, it's 2 gauge. So you can pay 2 gauge if he dies to get the Neo new big boy, Dual Seeger. That's Dual Seeger, Tempest, not Tempest Enforcer, God Eclipse, Pinnacle of Martial Arts, Pomad's. So this guy, he is big, as you can see. Like that's at least 3 inches tall. So he is a 15-0-15, and he's pretty good. He's pretty good. But when you call him, you have 0 soul. You can have precisely 0 friends on the field, and you have precisely 0 chance of winning. So, like, what do you get with this guy? Well, first off, he gets +1 crit for each in the drop, for each like different dual seeker in the drop zone. So you get like a max of 7, I think. Generally, though, when you go into this guy, you get like 4-ish. And then like he's got Penetrate, still 0 soul, as I mentioned. Like that's a really really big thing. Penetrate, he has a quad attack, so that's pretty interesting. And he has Life and Glues. So if you want this guy to mess up your day, just let him die, because he once again dies to death damage. So you know, 1 card can out this guy. He does have 15 attack and defense though, so if your opponent doesn't have death damage, then you might be okay. But if they do, then you're kind of screwed. Oh, also, if they are able to get over this, or if they have like Penetrate or something, you're pretty screwed. In fact, for all the Seekers, if your opponent has Penetrate, you just lose the matchup. Like Penetrate is sad news. So let's say this guy somehow dies, and you know, Seeker can easily die, because once again he dies to death damage. Well, you can pay 2 gauge and transform your tweet into an impact monster. So you get a dual Seeker Turbulence, dual Seeker Turbulence. So 2 gauge or 2 gauge? No, it's 3 gauge. Sorry, I thought that he was actually a good card for a second there. So you 3 gauge, nullify a lifelink. It can be over any size 3, so there's that. He's probably the most consistent Seeker, but he's also the worst one. So when he enters the board, your life becomes 1, and he only works when you're at 1 life. So, you thought about using Dragon Dreams to hopefully not die? No. This man is the most important guy. You cannot be at 2 or more life. This guy just says no. So like, when you're at 1 life, what do you get? Well, you get Penetrate and Triple Attack. That's it. He's 10-2-10 as well. Very, very, very powerful impact monster, as you can see. It totally, like, with God Eclipse, you don't even want to get God Eclipse out. You'd be paying 11 gauge for this guy. Oh shoot. But you'd be paying 11 gauge for this guy, so he's unreasonable. Like you're never gonna get 11 gauge in the game. But this guy, he costs like 6 gauge, sometimes 11, sometimes 14, sometimes 6, anywhere between there. Nobody knows. It's all an enigma. So he also has lifelink 1. So he only functions if you have 1 life. He puts your life to 1 and has 1 lifelink. So if this guy dies and he's actually doing things, then you lose the game. Also, he has precisely 0 soul. That's right, no soul. None. At all. So he's got the eyebrows, he's still got the hair, like all the Seekers have the hair, but he's probably the worst one. But he's a double rare, which makes him an excellent card. I would recommend playing at least 0. There's also this little guy, Duel Seeker SD, super deformed, and he's still angry, as you can tell. So like he's probably the best old boy, best old boy. Like, you know, Seer is from Ancient World. He receives his pension. He drinks his prune juice. But this guy is probably the best out of the between himself and the original Seeker, because what Sewell Digger here says, is I'm always the original. So, like, that's field and drop. That's not necessarily deck. So, thanks to this guy, you can run more OG, but you're gonna run more of this guy. But you're gonna run more of this guy because he costs 0 gauge to get out, has lifelink 1, and is a 6/3/6 size 3. So, you know, even though he's super deformed, he is still really big. Also, you can pay 1 gauge and discard him to get a size 3. So he's probably the best Duel Seeker, honestly. Best boy. So, you know, how are you gonna fund all of these gauge costs and all of this Todoroki shouting, right? How are you gonna do it? So, or what else do you need, really, right? Well, we got a few things to back them up. We got the Brooders. There are like 3 of them. That one, and that one. Blizzard left, Lightning Tail, and Burning Right. So Blizzard left, rest to give everything -5. Burning Right, blow up something with -2, or I mean 2 or less. And Tail Brooder is just vanilla, but can't be destroyed if you have a size 3. So, like, basically with these 2 you get an engine. Both of these require you to rest. Tail Brooder is just kind of there, sadly. Now they actually do have a search spell, which is Loyal Dragons Encourage, I think. So Loyal Dragons Encourage. You know, Loyal Dragons Encourage. You got your the art of this is like, you know, you got Seeger, and then you got buff dragon shoulders with the arms crossed. Very well built dragon, and then you got like a little Genma here. He's very proud. He's very proud of his Duel Seeker boy. This is not Seeker SD. This is just OG Seeker. So, you know, this is a pretty good card. You can also put it into the Soul to give your Seeker a gauge charge skill on swing. But like, really, you need it. It takes a lot. So, you know, there's that. What else? What Ancient World things? Oh wait, never mind. Sorry. There's also this little like Glacies guy. You know, he's got like ice all around him. He's got a couple of swords actually. But he's like drop to null and attack. Also, he costs 1 life to drop. Also, he has LL. He has lifelink 1 for one reason, or for some reason. So like, don't call this boy ever. He's like really bad stats, but he does have 3 crit for some reason. So like, you know, maybe sometimes, but really don't. Like, just use him for the hand skill. But in terms of what you can actually use for like the ancient world engine and searching and things, you got a couple of options. So first off, you got Dragon Emperor Legend, so that you can delete this deck, and you've got Rise and Fall of the Dragons. This is counter speed for some reason. Pay 2 life for 4 gauge. This is how you're gonna guarantee your Spartans if you end up opening OG. It's how you're gonna guarantee your Tempest Enforcer if you open SD. So probably the best card in the deck. Completely unsearchable, but it exists. You've also got this like Loyal Dragons and no wait, that's it's a different one. Makings. Making a cake. Making's a cake. You got like the two brooders here. So what this does is 2 life for a size 3 Dragon Emperor or Dragon Lord, sorry, which is gonna be Seeker's Thing. So it's probably one of the few things that doesn't make the deck die on arrival. So let's find out what else you can spend your life with. So you also have you've also got yeah, actually I think that's about it for. Oh wait, no, never mind. You got DEC, Divine Chicken Creation, 2 life, draw 2. I think you can also run Sky Dragon Divinity, but I've never heard of that one. Like I think it exists, but I'm not. I don't know. Like I'm kind of not sure. Now, you also got Dragon Outlaw. So that's got like that's just a gun. Dragon Outlaw, basically 3/3 counterattack. It's bad, but it's all Seeker has. Now, one of the best weapons that Seeker has at its disposal is Reader Yusho, which is a 100 Demons sorcery thing. It's got like that weird emblem in the top right. So yeah, I guess it's got a cannon and it's got a dragon around it or something. I don't know. So what this does, blow up a monster and get a gauge, but it's counter speed. So basically, you can blow up your own. You blow up your own Seeker for 1 gauge, which is, as we all know, mad value. Like really amazing value. So basically, my personal favorite play is having this boy, having this boy out on board, and then using Reader Yusho to take that lifelink lose and go play Duel Jaeger.